So in this class, we are going to see operators in C, part 1. What do you mean operator? An operator is a symbol that specifies mathematical, logical, relational operations to be performed. C language supports different types of operator. Which can be used with variables and constants to form expressions. These operators can be categorized into the following major groups: comma operator, unary operators, pre and post increment decrement operators, arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, size of operator, conditional operators, Zeeman operators, bitwise operators. So first let us see comma operator. The comma operator can be used to link the related expressions together. A comma linked list is evaluated left to right and it takes minimum 2 operands in C. It works by evaluating the first expression and discarding its value, and then evaluates the second expression and returns the value of the second expression as a result of the expression. Comma separated operands, when trained together, are evaluated in left to right sequence, with the rightmost value yielding the result of the expression. Among all operators, the comma operator has lowest precedence. Therefore, when a comma operator is used, entire expression evaluates to the value of the right expression. So let us see some examples how comma operators working out. So first consider the example int I for open parenthesis 5 comma 10 close parenthesis. So what will happen here? Here 10 is assigned to the variable I. Then int j equal to f1 open parenthesis close parenthesis, f2 open parenthesis close parenthesis. What is f1? F1 is a function. F2 is a function. So what will happen? First, the function f1 is called, that is being evaluated, and then followed by f2. Then the function f2 will be called and evaluated. The result value, the return value of the f2 will be assigned to the variable j. The third example, value equal to x is equal to 10, comma y equal to 5, x plus y. What will happen? First, it assigns the value of 10 to x. Then it assigns the value 5 to the variable y, and then assigns 15, 10 plus 5 plus y, that is 10 plus 5, 15, to the variable value. Yes, since comma operator has the lowest precedence of all the operator, the parentheses are necessary. Next one, see the comma operator example, include stdio.h. We are including the standard input output header file. Int main, we are declaring the variable x integer value equal to 10 and y is the integer variable assigned a value 15. Then we are printing the value of 10 comma 15 using the comma operator. So what will be assigned is the rightmost value, that is 15, will be the output, will be printed on the screen. Next example, here we are using the two functions f1 and f2. Yes, the function integer, that is f1, int f1 open parenthesis close parenthesis, a function called f1. It has to return an integer value called 43. The function int f2, f2 is a function which has to return an integer value, and the value will be returned from the function is 123. Int, when we are entering into the main program, int a is an integer variable, a equal to the function f1 open parenthesis close parenthesis comma f2 open parenthesis close parenthesis, a equal to function f1 followed by function f2. So what will happen? First it will call f1 and will return the value, it will return the value 43. Then followed by it will call the function f2 which will return 123 from f2. Next we are printing a value. So what will be the printer? Yes, the 123 which is returned from the second function will be the output and printed on the screen. Then now we are looking at comma operator, how it is being used in for loops. It's used primarily in conjunction with the first statement. The operator permits two different expressions to appear in situations where only one expression would be used. A for statement might make use of the comma operator in the following manner. For expression 1, semicolon, expressions 2, semicolon, expression 3a, comma, expression 3b. So here this for statement utilizes the comma operator. Here expressions 3a and expression 3b, all separated by a comma operator, appear in place of usual single expression. So in this application, the two separate expressions would be used to alter two different indices that are used simultaneously within the loop. For example, one might count forward, other might count backward. Okay, how it is being deployed here, we are going to see with an example. In this example, see the for statement. Here I and j variables are called counting variable. I is initialized as 0, comma operator, j equal to 10, semicolon, I less than 3 and j greater than 8, semicolon, I is incremented and the variable j is decremented. Both I and j are separated by a comma operator. Yes. So what we are going to do, we are printing the value of I and j. So initially what will be the value of I? 0 and j value is 10. That will be printed as such. Then I will be incremented as given in the for loop statement. Then j is simultaneously decremented. When I is incremented, I value will become 1. J is decremented, j value will become 9. That will be printed. Then again I is incremented and j is decremented, but j value should be greater than 8. So only 10 and 9 are printed. So this is a very good example for comma operator which is deployed inside the for loop. Next we are going to see unary operator. So what is called as a unary operator? Unary operator acts on single operand to produce a new value. Such operators are known as unary operator. When an operand, either it may be a numerical constant or it may be a variable or it may be expression, is preceded by a minus sign, unary operator negates its value. If a number is positive, then it becomes negative when preceded with a unary minus operator. Similarly, the number is negative when it becomes positive after applying the unary minus operator. For example, integer value a and b are deployed here, where b is initialized 20. So what is the a value? A value is unary minus of b. So what will be the result of this expression? So a will be equal to, it will negate the value because it is being preceded, b is preceded with the unary minus sign. Now the result of the expression is a will be assigned as minus 20. Some of the examples which illustrates the use of the unary minus operation are minus 743, minus 0.02, minus 5 exponential minus 8, minus root of 1, minus of x plus y, unary minus. All these are unary minus. Then unary minus 3 into x plus y. All these are very good example for unary minus operations. C language supports 3 unary operator. What are they? Unary minus, that is when the number is preceded by minus sign. Unary operator negates its value, just as we have seen the definition, followed by increment and decrement operators. Now we are going to see increment and decrement operators. The increment operator plus plus causes its operand value to be increased by 1 and the decrement operator causes its operand to be decreased by 1. For example, minus minus x is equivalent to writing x is equal to x minus 1. Plus plus x is equivalent to writing x is equal to x plus 1. So what is minus minus x? That is a decrement operator. Is equivalent to writing x is equal to x minus 1. X value is decremented by 1. Plus plus x is equivalent to, it's a increment operator. This value is equivalent to writing x is equal to x plus 1. X value is incremented by 1. The increment and decrement operators have two variants. One is called prefix and the other one is called postfix. In a prefix operation, plus plus or minus minus operator is applied before the operand is fetched for computation. In a postfix operations, plus plus or minus minus operator is applied after the operand is fetched for computation. So hence, we can conclude that plus plus x is not same as x plus plus. Minus minus x is not same as x minus minus. Plus plus x means what? That is a pre-increment. What is x plus plus? Post-increment. What is minus minus x? Pre-decrement. And what is x minus minus? That is post-decrement. So what we learned here, the prefix operation, plus plus or minus minus operator is applied before the operand is fetched for computation, and postfix operation, plus plus or minus minus operators applied after the operand is fetched for computation. Okay. Now let us see with an example these operators. Int x is equal to 20 and y. So here x is an integer variable. Assign the value 20 and y is an integer variable. So what is y? Y equal to x plus plus. So what is x plus plus? Is nothing but a post increment operator. So now y is assigned as x plus plus, which is equivalent to, yes, first, what is x plus plus? First assign the value of x to y. First assign the value of x to y and then increment x value. Clear? So y equal to x plus plus is equivalent to, first assign the value of x to y and then x value is incremented by 1. So in this way, when x value is assigned as y will be equated to the value of x, that is y becomes now 20. Then x value is incremented by 1, so x now becomes 21. Now suppose we have an expression called y equal to plus plus x, here where x value equal to 20 is equivalent to writing x is equal to, first increment the x value, see the first symbol y equal to plus plus x, see the first symbol on the right side plus plus x. So first, as it implies plus plus x, you first increment, do the increment operation first. X is equal to x plus 1, then assign the value of x to y. So when we are incrementing the x value, x will now become 21. Then this 21 will be assigned to y. Now y value will become 21. I hope it is clear. So y equal to plus plus x. See the first symbol in the right side, that is nothing but a plus operator, increment operator. So first what we have to do, as a statement implies, y equal to plus plus x, as the expression implies, the right hand side, first to do the increment operation. X is equal to x plus 1. Now x will be incremented, it will become now 21. That incremented value of x will be assigned to y. Yes, now y will become now 21. Same principle applies to unary decrement operator, that is unary pre-decrement and unary post-decrement. The unary operator has higher precedence than other binary operators. Always unary operator has higher precedence than any other binary operators. If any expression has more than one unary operators, then they are evaluated from right to left. If any expression has more than one unary operator, then what we have to do? First, which computation has to be done? Yes, computation should come from right to left. For example, consider the expression plus plus x plus y plus z. So what it has to be computed first? Since the associativity from right to left, so associativity is dictated from right to left for unary operators. So first we have to calculate plus plus z and then plus plus y. Then plus plus y result is added to plus plus z. Then plus plus y pre-increment operation of x plus plus x should be done. Then the value will be added with the partial sum of plus plus y and plus plus z. So this is the way it has to be completed. Operator and description. So first we'll see, that is we have seen pre-increment operator plus I. So value of I, as we have seen, value of I is incremented before assigning to the variable to I. Post-increment operator, that is I plus plus, value of I is incremented after assigning it to the variable I. Pre-decrement operator, value of I is decremented first before assigning to the variable I. So next, post-decrement operator, that is value of I is decremented after assigning to variable I. First, let us see example program for pre-increment operators. So first main integer I is an integer variable, assign the value of 0, while plus I less than 5. While plus I, that is we are looking for pre-increment operator. Plus I less than 5. Print up the value of 5. So what do you mean by plus I? First increment the I value and then compare with 5. So when you are incrementing the I value, it will become now 1. It will become now 1. So then it is 1 is compared with 5. 1 is less than 5. So print value 1. Then 1 is incremented to 2. Then go to the while loop. Plus I again apply the operator. First increment I value. Already I value is 1. Now when you are incrementing, it will become 2. 2 is less than 5. Since you are comparing, your 2 is less than 5. So you are printing the value of 2. Then go to while loop. Again increment I value because it is a P increment. So what is the value now become I value? 3. 3 is compared with 5. 3 is less than 5. Then you come into the loop, print I value, that is 3. Then go to while loop plus I. So 3 value should be incremented, pre-increment operation. So it is incremented to 4. Now 4 is compared with 5. Yes, now the value will be, the value of 4 is printed. Then go to while loop plus I, that is a pre-increment. Increment the I value. The partial increment already we have seen, updated value of I is 4. When you are incrementing, it becomes 5. 5 is now compared with 5. 5 not less than 5. So then you come out of the while loop. Now what will be the output for this program? That will be I equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the output as we have done pre-increment operator. The next one, post-increment operator. Now what you are going to see now, post-increment, that is I plus plus. So in this program, I equal to 0, while I plus less than 5. So here is the post-increment. So what you have to do? First, yes, compare I value with 5 and then increment. First do the comparison operation and then increment the I value. Clear? So first, what is compare I value? Is comparing with I value, 0 is less than 5, then increment the I value. So I will be now become 1. Next, go to the print the I value. Then go to the while loop. So old value of I is 1. Now I plus plus. Now compare the I value, that is 1. Less than 5 is, then increment the I value. I value will become now 2. When you are entering into the while loop body of the loop, you are printing the I value. Then go to the while loop. Then you are first what you are doing I plus plus. So you compare 2 with 5 because current value of I is 2. 2 with 5 is 2 less than 5. Obviously 2 is less than 5. Then you are entering into the while loop. You are printing the value of, then increment is, so 2 is less than 5. Then you increment the I value. I value will become now 3. Go to the while loop, print the 3 value. The I value as 3. Then go to the while loop, I plus plus. Now compare current I value with 5. What is the current I value? That is 3. 3 is less than 5. Since 3 is less than 5, we are authorized to enter into the while loop. 3 is less than 5. Then you increment. So I will become now 4. So print the I value as 4. Then go to the while loop. Yes, I plus plus. What is the current I value? That is 4. 4 is less than 5. Obviously, you are permitted to enter into the while loop. Then you increment the I value. Yes, that will become now 5. So print the I value as 5. Then go to while loop. Yes, current value of I is now 5. 5 is less than 5. No, you are doing comparison. 5 not less than 5. You are coming out. So what will be the output of this program? The output of this program is I values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we have done here? We have done the post increment operation here. So first the comparison operation will be done, followed by the incrementation operation being done. So this is a very good example for post increment operator. Next example is, we are going to see pre-decrement operator in C. Include stdio.h int main int I equal to 10. So here I is an integer variable, assign the value of 10, while minus I greater than 5. So what we are doing here, minus I means I value is decremented first. So minus, see the first symbol. First symbol is minus, that is a minus. So we have to first decrement and then compare the value with 5. That is what the logic here. When you are decrementing, that I value will become now 9. Then enter into the while loop because 9 is greater than 5. So what we are doing first, you are decrementing and then compare the decremented value with 5. So what is the decremented value? 9. 9 is greater than 5. You are entering into the loop. So you are printing I value is 9. Then go to while loop. Again, minus I. So decrement the I value. 9 is, so from the 9 it is decremented to 8. Then compare. 8 is greater than 5. You are printing I value as 8. Then go to the while loop and then decrement minus I, decrement the current I value. So current I value is 8. When it is decremented, it will become 7. 7 is greater than 5. Yes. Then go to the while loop, print the I value as 7. Then go to the while loop. Yes, decrement the I value, it will become now 6. Then compare, 6 is greater than 5. Yes, you are printing the value of 5 as 6. Then go to the while loop, minus I, that is a pre-decrement operator. When you are decrementing the 6, now it will become 5. 5, then compare, 5 is not greater than 5. So the operation, the condition become false. You are coming out of the while loop. So what will be the I value here? I value will be here 9, 8, 7, 6. So this is a very good example for pre-decrement. So here what we have done, as the name implies, the pre-decrement means minus I, first decrement and then do the relational operation. Here relational operation is a comparison. So first you are decrementing the value of 5 and then do the relational operation, that is the greater than, you are checking whether the given I value is greater than 5. Next program, example program for post decrement. What is post decrement? So here int I equal to 10. I is an integer variable. Assign the value of 10. While I minus greater than 5. What is I minus? As I told you, first assign the value, compare. First do the comparison operation. What is the relation operation here? Comparison. So first do the comparison operation, keep the value of I as such, and then do the decrement operation. See here, see the notation I minus. I minus means keep as such I value, don't disturb the I value, and then start decrementing the I value. So what will be the I value here? I value will be what? That is initial I value is 10. Then 10 is compared with 5. 10 is compared with 5 is 10 greater than 5. 10 greater than 5, you have done the comparison operation. You are permitted, since 10 is greater than 5, you are permitted to enter into the while loop. Then immediately what we are doing, you compare and decrement. So comparison for entering into the while loop. So now it becomes, so 10 is greater than 5, then immediately decrement. So as soon as your comparison operation is over, you are decrementing the I value, that is it will become 9. So 9 will be printed. Then go to the again while loop. Yes, 9 is greater than 5. First you do comparison operation. Yes, 9 is greater than 5. Yes, 9 is greater than 5. Then enter into the while loop. Then parallelly decrement the I value, that will become now 8. So you are printing the I value as 8 within the while loop. Then again go to the while loop condition. The current value of I is 8. 8 is compared with 5. 8 is greater than 5. Yes, you are permitted to enter into the while loop. Simultaneously do the decrement operation. Now it will become 7. Now print the I value as 7. Again go to the while loop. Now 7 is now I minus. First 7 is compared, do the comparison operation. 7 is greater than 5. If 7 is greater than 5, you are permitted to enter the while loop. Immediately decrement the I value. It will become now 6. Yes, print the I value as 6 inside the while loop. Then go to the while loop. 6 is greater than 5. Yes, obviously I value is 6. 6 is greater than 5. Yes, you are permitted to enter into the while loop. Then immediately, yes, what you are doing? Decrement the I value. What is the decremented I value? It will become now 5. Clear? Yes. Now print the I value. Yes, go to the while loop. Yes, now current value of I is 5. Now do comparison operation. 5 is not greater than 5. 5 is not greater than 5. Yes, the condition is not satisfied. Yes, you are coming out of the while loop. So what will be the I value here? I value is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So what we have done here? We have done here post decrement operator. Post decrement operator. So first what we are doing, we are done here. We have done first a comparison operation, the relation operation first, and then decrement the value. First to compare. Then you have first to compare the operation. That is in order to even check whether you are permitted to enter into the while loop. Parallelly, you do the decrement operation. So next one, arithmetic operation. Next one, arithmetic operator. So these operators can be applied to any integer or floating point number. The addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus operator perform the usual arithmetic operations in C. Except for modulus operator, all other arithmetic operators can accept a mix of integer and floating point numbers. If both operands are integers, the result will be an integer. If one or both operands or floating point numbers, then the result will be a floating point number. So consider for example A equal to 27 and B equal to 3. Operation, operator, syntax and command. So what the first we are doing? Multiplying operation, division, addition, subtraction and modulus. So all these are called binary operations. So operator symbol is given, syntax is given. So they are binary. So A star B, A divide B, A plus B, A minus B and A modulus B. The results are given. Result is A star B is now becomes 771. A division B becomes 9, A plus B 30, A minus B 24, and modulus operator A mod B is equal to 0. So all arithmetic operators bind from left to right. As in multiplication, division, and modulus operators have, as a multiplication, division, modulus operators have higher precedence over the addition and subtraction operator. That is, if an arithmetic expression consists of a mix of operators, then multiplication, division, and modulus will be carried out first. Then before any addition and subtraction could be performed. For example, if you consider 3 plus 4 are 5, modulus 5. Clear? So first, which operation should be done first is give priority to which one? Multiplication. So 4 into 5 should be multiplied first. Because it has higher precedence, then it will become 20. Then now see both multiplication and modulus are coming under the same priority. But they have left associativity. So first you do 4 into 5, that will become 20. Then you do modulus operation 20 mod 5. Clear? So 20 mod 5 become now 0. Then you add 0 with the 3, the result will be 3. So this is the way you have to calculate the expression. So arithmetic operation, one very fine example is given. So input HDIO.h int main. Now A value equal to 9, B value equal to 4, C equal to A plus B. We are doing minus subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus operation. Yes, and with the values of A equal to 9 and B equal to C, the values are shown here. So C is a result, C is a variable. This is receiving the result of A plus these binary operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division and modulus. So the results are given in the output. If you run the program, you'll get this output. Illustration of results that are obtained with floating point operands having different signs. If both operands are floating point types whose precision differ, the lower precision operand will be converted to precision of the other operand, and the results will be expressed in this higher precision. There's an operation between a float and a double will result in double, because compared with float and double, the higher precision is a double, because float occupies 4 bytes in memory and double occupies 8 bytes in memory. If one operand is a floating point type and the other is a type character and or an integer, the character or integer will be converted to floating point type, because compared with floating point character and integer, floating point type has a higher, that is, it occupies 4 bytes. So the result will be expressed in float. If neither operand is a floating point type, but one is long integer and the other will be converted to long int, because the result will be long int, that is, it occupies 8 bytes, which is higher priority, and it occupies a higher 8 bytes. So the result will be converted to long int. As operation will be long int and int will result in long int, because long int has a precision differ. It is set as higher precision. It's one a long int compared to int. When either operand is a floating point type or a long int, then the operand will be converted to int and the result will be the integer. Now, listen here. Suppose I is an integer 7. F is a floating point variable whose value is 5.5. C is a character type variable that represents a character W. Then what will happen? Yes, expression value type I plus F. What is I value? I value is 7. F is what? If whose variable is 5.5, 12.5 is nothing but a float. So compared with the int and float has higher priority, higher precision. Then the second expression I plus C, integer is there I, C is a character. So what is a C character? That is W. What is the equivalent W ASCII character? So W equal to 119. So 119 will be added. Integer I equal to 7. C is equal to the character W, whose ASCII character value is 119. 119 and 7 are added, and the result will be 126. So higher priority, higher precision is here, integer. I plus C minus O, here a blend of integer and characters are given. If you I value is 7, C equal to the character W, whose ASCII value is 119, minus O. So O has the ASCII value 48. When you add 7 plus 7 plus 119 and subtract the result minus 48 from the result, you will get, yes, that is 78. That is nothing but an integer, will be expressed in integer. Then I plus C minus 2 star F by divided by 5 will be giving you 123.8. will be expressed in the floating point value, because if float is a higher precision compared with integer and character. Typecast. The value of the expression can be converted to a different data type if desired. To do so, expression must be preceded by the name of the desired data type, including parentheses. What is the syntax? Data type, open branches, close branches, expression. This type of construction is known as a typecast. That is, we are expressing the given value in terms of particular data type. Example, suppose I is an integer variable whose value is 7. F is a floating point variable whose value is 8.5. The expression I plus F mod 4 is invalid because the first operand I plus F is a floating point rather than integer. Clear? Now, however, the expression, but see the expression int of I plus F mod 4. So what will happen? This is a typecast. So what we are doing, I plus F is being added. Result will be converted to the type, data type integer. When you are adding 7 plus 5, when you are adding 7 plus 5, so 7 plus 8.5, it will be giving a value 15.5. The result will be converted to integer first. So the result will be rounded to 15. 15 mod 4 will give you 3. So this is called as a typecast. So I plus 4 is added. When I plus F is added, result, the floating point result will be converted to cast into integer value. Then the integer value will be taken, we are taking the modulus with respect to 4, will give you the remainder, integer remainder as 3. So this is a very good example for typecast. Suppose the floating point, F is a floating point variable whose value is 5.5. The expression int F mod 2 contains 2 integer operands and therefore value resulting in the integer remainder 1, because here int F. So F is here floating point variable, value is 5.5, which is converted to integer. First you typecast the F value to integer, that is 5.5, now it becomes integer 5. 5 mod 2 will give you 1. However, F remains a floating point variable whose value is 5.5, even though the value of F was converted to integer 5 when carrying out the remainder operation. The operations within C are grouped hierarchically according to their precedence. Operations with a higher precedence are carried out before operations having a lower precedence. Among the arithmetic operators, multiplication, division, modulus fall into one precedence group, and addition, subtraction fall into another. The first group has a higher precedence than the second. The multiplication, division, and remainder operations will be carried out before addition and subtraction. The points to be remembered is the multiplication, division, remainder operations will be carried out before addition and subtraction. Another important consideration is order in which the consecutive operations within the same precedence group are carried out. This is known as associativity. Same precedent operator appears in the same precedent operators appears in the statement. How to even calculate? Use the associativity. With each precedent group described above, the associativity is left to right. That is multiplication, addition, subtraction, multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, modulus. The associativity is from left to right. That is the same statement. Multiplication, division, and modulus operator comes now. You have to follow the left to right order to calculate the value. For example, the arithmetic operation a minus b slash, that is division, c multiply d. A minus b division, c multiply d is equivalent to the algebraic formula. Now, first, what are all the here higher precision operator, higher precedence operator, division and multiplication. But in the same statement they are available, we have to follow the associativity. So by associativity rules, we have to first divide the value b and c. First, b and c should be divided, and then the value will be the division value. The quotient will be, the result will be multiplied with d, and then the result will be subtracted from a. So this is order as per precedence as well as associative rules. First, the division and multiplication appear in the same line. So first, to complete the division, b divided by c, the result will be multiplied by d because left to right. We have to follow left to right associativity, and then the result will be subtracted from a. But the natural precedence of operations can be altered to the use of parentheses. If I want to change the order of operations, I can even use parentheses. How? So now I want to change order. Yes, I want to first do a minus b, division a minus b, and then c minus d. Clear? So what I can do? So a minus b available in parentheses, c minus d available in parentheses. So first complete a minus b subtraction and c minus d subtraction of c minus d. Then the result will be, both the result will be a minus b will be, and the result will be divided by the result of c minus d. So this is other way. So you can break the rules. But how? Using the parenthesis operations. Here, yes. So rest of the operator. That is from the relational. So we'll see the next part, the relational operator, logical, size of operator, conditional operator, Zeeman operator, bitwise operator in the next video. Thank you.